Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is ARIEF and I will be your introductor for this group that has been proposed for a sustainability design that we call Masjid Raudah. Masjid Raudah is a central mosque. Design was inspired both by Islamic religion, architecture, tradition. The mosque is committed to sustainability. It's advanced in eco-design, give it near zero carbon footprint, honor natural forms with sustainable timber, vaulting, and remind the visitor of our connection to nature while worshipping to the Almighty.
Let's begin with energy efficiency. In terms of lighting zoning, the mosque has a high efficient lighting performance. Energy efficient light fittings is employed throughout the building and controls is provided to ensure that they are turned off or dimmer when required. LED ring light is the main light fittings incorporated in the mosque in areas such as atrium, prayer hall and ablution. Energy consumption can be saved throughout the day as there is no need for artificial lighting during the daylight hours. This is because the building is naturally lit by the skylights in the roof. Each of the roof lights is supplemented by low energy circular LED light fitting. The roof lights ensure a light level of approximately 150 to 200 lux is maintained within the prayer hall. Besides that, smart lighting is also adopted in the LED light fittings to control the light intensity according to the amount of light needed. Also, sensor motion light will detect the presence of human. It is used in most part of the mosque such as ablution, toilet, and women prayer hall. Furthermore, a digital electrical power submeter is also used. Submetering is provided on all incoming energy and water supplies and all key energy and water usages to allow for the performance of the building to be monitored and fine-tuned. Lastly, in order to reduce the building's carbon emission by 10% through the use of on-site renewables, a 150 meter square photovoltaic roof panel is used on the roof of canopy shades or at the entrance atrium hall. The energy captured by the solar panel is used for the light consumption of light fittings in the underground parking, prayer hall, atrium, entrance and other rooms. As a result, the electricity bills can be reduced and increase the energy efficiency. The overall building OTTV calculated is 30.08 watt per meter square, which is within the requirement of GBI 2.
These are the conditions of the building energy intensity. The most recorded as low as 58.4, which is much lower than the lowest requirement, which is below 90. The lower the VI, the more advantage it can give to the environment and also people occupying it. This lower VI gives many benefits, such as the long-term energy, cost saving, lower carbon emission, and also improve comfort and health. In ensuring our most energy-related systems are designed and installed to achieve the proper commissioning, we have appointed one independent GPI, which known as a commissioning specialist, on site during the designing process to verify that the building energy-related system is performed according to the ARIEF guidelines or other GPI-approved equivalent standard. Other than that, there will also be a post-occupancy commissioning will be done where after 12 months of the practical completion, where the commissioning specialist will carry out a full commissioning of the building energy system to see that the performance is sustained. In order to predict the energy use of the most energy management system, or known as the EMS, is installed to monitor and analyze the energy consumption. Moreover, in the mosque, we have provided a designated area for the building maintenance office in order to maintain the facilities on the building.
We're discussing on the indoor environmental quality, or we call it SBEQ in the GBI. These mosques are well equipped with the carbon dioxide monitoring system and also indoor air quality. As for this system, it's helped to reduce the potential of transmission, the germ, and ensure the pleasant environment for the guests. This monitor helps to identify any area with the poor ventilation and allow us to make any necessary changes to keep the air fresh and also the air flowing. It's whether you can do it via mechanical ventilation or just opening the door and also the window to be optimum level. Masjid Raudah adhere to the policy of non-VOC chemical compound that carry out towards the cleaning process and also disinfecting and also sanitizing of the masjid on a daily basis. As for air cleaning device, we utilize on air purifier that were used throughout the mosque. It's helped to improve the air quality indoor by removing any pollutant or say dust that can be a consequence of allergies by the guests of the masjid. To ensure the optimum level of indoor air quality are kept to the highest level, all painting that comments on the indoor of the masjid use anti-mold and also low VOC paint that reduce the allergy that caused by the toxic. Low VOC paint help to reduce the concentration and also contaminants in the ozone layer as well as the groundwater and also landfill because of the property. It is easier to wash with water and soap. Other than that, low VOC paint have a lower odor and less impacted on the air indoor quality. There is need to ensure a comfortable condition for indoor environment from the point of view of thermal comfort, so they do not affect their performance on worshipping. We consider the needs for the guests to enjoy conditions for greater well-being during their stay. This is understood as a comfortable thermal sensation are very crucial and important. In the essence, the things are comprised of low-cost sensor mode network that is capable of measuring critical variables such as humidity and also temperature. As part on the platform, a multi-dimensional data were used online with analytical processing O and AP are used to optimizing the thermal comfort each individual.
The following criteria will be discussed. The air change effectiveness is important in terms of indoor environmental quality. The Mosque is built using a reversible air source heat pump which extract heat from the outside air and balance heating and cooling needs within the structure. Daylighting is found in an open area such as this to encourage the use of diffuse daylighting in building interiors. Next is external views. True vision glass is a part of this mosque has a direct line of sight to outside environment that supply of views to the external environment. The last one is internal noise levels, which are found in the most internal area. It is meant to give occupant a comfortable acoustic environment while maintaining an appropriate degree of internal noise. Sustainability, site planning and management. For site selection, the site for the mosque was chosen by considering the environment, land and services that can be found nearby to make it simpler for the community to visit and also to ensure their comfort. Environmental assessment report is necessary for a site to be evaluated by brownfield redevelopment under the GBI NRNC to reduce pressure on undeveloped land by restoring damaged place where development is restricted by environmental pollution. Development density and community connectivity. This mosque constructed within 1 kilometer of the residential zone or neighborhood in the community connectedness aspect as well as pedestrian access between the mosque and the services. And for environment management, this building used two varieties of softscape for its outside area in environmental management criteria, which is Alamanda Catarctica and Charis Cataria pallida purple hearts. It prevents pollution and it is simple to maintain. Next is earthwork. The necessity to design an erosion sedimentation control, which is ESC strategy for this mosque project is clearly specified throughout the tender stage. It will keep dust and particle matter from contaminating the air. This mosque employs the classic system approach to assess and quantify the quality of building work based on the applicable authorized standard. For workers' site amenities, this building provides a portable toilet and temporary accommodation for workers. It can saving money in long term and it also can be used and reused over and over again for years. Access to public transportation is one of the most important criteria. To encourage residents to reduce their carbon footprint, public transportation such as the MRT or LRT must be conveniently accessible and within walking distance of the mosque. Finally, there is a greenery which is based on the interior area as well as the roof. This mosque was built with a PV solar panel system and a concrete roof pavement.
Let's move on to the next aspect, which is materials and resources. The mosque integrates the use of reused building materials by taking into account their embodied energy, durability, carbon content, and life cycle costs. For this building, one of the main materials that is being used is the recycled cross-laminated timber. It is used as a structure to form a tree-like column which supports the roof and ceiling of the building. Compared with steel and concrete construction, it is a low-impact material with a much lower embodied carbon footprint. Cross-laminated timber is much lighter than typical concrete and steel construction. In some cases, there is an estimated up to 15% saving in material costs as a result of this. This in turn passes on the savings to the building's whole life carbon performance. Apart from that, the door and certain part of wall of the mosque also uses recycled timber. On top of that, timber was chosen as the principal material for the building structure, and it is a low carbon material because trees absorbs and encapsulate carbon dioxide as they grow, so they have a low embodied energy and are renewable resources. Moreover, in terms of storage and collection of recyclables, recycling bins for reused clothing is provided outside the compound of the mosque, so the public can donate some clothes as a form of charity. The mosque is also provided with bins to recycle paper, cans, plastic bottles, and food waste separately to productively manage the waste. Last but not least, natural refrigerant is being used in the air conditioning system. The main ecological advantage of natural refrigerants for air conditioners are that they are naturally occurring, so producing these substances isn't energy intensive because they are more sustainable, so they have zero ozone depletion potential.
In the mosque itself, we are also using rainwater harvesting as a daily usage for the occupants that using it, such as for the toilet usage, ablution usage for the wudu, and also for the landscaping purposes. The water usage in the mosque are only from the rainwater harvesting tank, which has led to more than 30% of reduction in the potable water consumption. Not only that, the rainwater harvesting also has a filter system which makes it safe to use for the wudu. In order to encourage more efficient use of the water, we have also used efficient fittings to reduce water consumption, such as dual flush toilet and also self-close tap. Other than that, in order to know if there are water leakages, we have linked all submeters to the AIMAN to facilitate if there are water leakages as early detection. All this water efficiency used not only to reduce the bill but also to reduce water consumption, reduce erosion and flooding around the building, and also to reduce the groundwater usage by alternating to rainwater instead.
We'll be moving on to the innovation by the Masjid Raudah. Masjid Raudah utilized on closed cavity facade CCF that consists double or triple glazing unit on the inner layer. This layer are forming a sealed non-ventilated cavity with automatic shading device in between. The benefit are in terms of thermal performance and occupant comfort. The CCF configuration invested that have been improvement on energy consumption reduced by 20 to 37%. Cement is a source of 1.5 of CO2 emission in Malaysia, with the number are predicted to get higher in 2030. With this increasing number in mind, Masjid Raudah had been evolved by using hydrogen-based cement rather than conventional cement throughout the project. To differentiate between hydrogen-based cement and conventional cement are the fossil fuel that have been used on conventional cement are replaced by hydrogen. This can cause a lower on the CO2 emission. It has been reported by the Hansen that 40% have been substantially reduced on making the hydrogen-based cement.
For the final result, overall we have gained about 80 points, where the highest contributor is the energy efficiency and makes the most gain gold GBI rating.
In conclusion, Raudah Mosque was built to be environmentally sustainable, which aligns with the principle of Islam on the importance of preserving the environment and protecting natural resources. Every detail of the mosque is designed to minimize environmental impact. The fundamental idea of designing the building is that the mosque is not just a place of worship, but it is also a place where visitors get to experience the immediate calm and sense of peace when they visit this mosque. That's all from us, Group 7. Thank you.